Can we start? What is the healthy way to deal with the stress with children? Stress of the children with the children. I think you are having stress with the children. The children are giving you stress. I understand. So healthy way is to only 4 letters. Deepak Chopra says in his book on parenting, effective way of parenting, he says, if I have to use only one word, the magic word, the magic formula for effective parenting is only one word of 4 letters. What is that? L-O-V-E. Try to give more and more love. More love, more love. And by love only, you will be able to control them rather than by any other method. Now, there are 2 types of love. Water for nurturing a plant. What is most important is water. There is a book written by me, Nurturing Relationship, The Art of Sharing and Caring. There I have dealt with this topic in a very detailed manner. So I am now giving, because so many questions, I am giving very short replies. Go through the book, Nurturing Relationship, The Art of Sharing and Caring, where I have told, if you want to nurture a plant, the most important thing is water. Similarly, if you want to nurture a relationship with your children, most important thing is water is love. But what type of love? Unselfish love, not selfish love. What type of water? Sweet water, not saltish water. We tried to plant many trees in Porbandar area, but we failed. Why? Because there it is saltish water. So then we had a water harvest project. We conserved rainwater. Then the plants came. So what we want is love, but unselfish love, not selfish love. You try to think about, am I giving unselfish love? Unselfish love will always return with love, and they will listen to you. કોલેજનું સબમિશનનું સ્ટ્રેસ હોય તો શું કરવું? સબમિશન પૂરું કરી લેવું પહેલા અને પછી જમવું. મનમાં ગાંઠ વાળી લેવી, જ્યાં સુધી સબમિશન નથી થયું હું જમીશ નહીં, પતી ગયું, પ્રોબ્લેમ સોલ્વ. પહેલા સબમિશન પછી જમવાનું. In the 10th board I got 87%. What was my need was completed that I want 87. But after also I have stress regarding what to take and also how much percentage in commerce, what to do after need is complete only. Why there is a problem? Problem will always remain there. Once you get 10th, again problem of 12th, then again you get the entrance problem, then again you get, problem will always be there. There is no end to the problem. Swami Vivekananda was asked this question by Maharaja Ajit Singh Ji, his disciple. Maharaja, what is life? Swami Ji said, life is nothing but the struggle of a being under the circumstances trying to press it down. Life is struggle. Problems will be always there. When there is no problem, no life. But how to combat with problem? Fearlessly. So don't worry about problems. Okay? Even after knowing the situation and problems, I am not able to divert my mind. Means that I have the problem of overthinking and create imaginary problems in mind. This is not with you, everybody. According to psychologists, 90% of our worries are imaginary. 90%. 10% only are true on an average. So what is true for you is true for others. Yes, it is imaginary. That is why I asked, you ask the question, is it really so? Then you will find it is not really so, and you will get rid of the worry. I am very overthinking person. How to reduce overthinking? I can't calm our mind. Thinking is very good. Overthinking is not good. And overthinking also, if it is in a positive way, very good. But negative overthinking is not good. So there should be some time when you set aside, when you should start meditating and be with yourself, remove the thoughts and replace the thoughts with the divine. If not, at least calm and quiet way you sit down. That also will have a very good effect. Sometimes due to education strain and family pressure, students are come under stress. So how can we manage stress? Parents also should understand the children and they should not pressurize them. There is one person he could not become doctor. So he says, his child, you must become a doctor. I don't want to become a doctor. No, I could not become, so you must become. That should not be there. There should not be pressure on the children. And children should also understand that, try to understand why the parents are telling certain things. You may be intelligent, more intelligent than your parents, but you have less wisdom. Parents have more wisdom. So respect that wisdom. And parents also, I tell that you try to have more of communication. The only way to reduce the generation gap is to have more communication. Reduce communication gap, generation gap will be reduced. I want to contribute back to the society, nation. I am doing so as much as possible by volunteering in many NGOs and social work, but though I feel it is not worthy, as I am not doing it full time, but my family and presidency permit me to do it with full. Doesn't matter. You go on doing it part time. A time will come when family will allow you to go for full time. But whatever time you are doing the unselfish service, you try to do with full heart, with love, and with the spirit of dedication. Even that part for service also will have so much of reaction, will have so much of positive reaction that it will lead you to the happiness and peace. Swamiji, it is my curiosity to know that if I am DGM of company, I cannot say I am a manager. But in Sadhu, you always tell that Swami Sri is an engineer. I do not understand the question, but in fact, the monastic tradition is that we do not tell about our past. I can tell about after joining. For example, I joined in 1976. After that, I can tell what I did. I was there for Belumad, then 10 years I was in Ranchi. I did a lot of work in Porbandar, whatever little I could do, seva, like that. But it is not the monastic tradition. So I do not know now, everywhere they are wanting what is your background, so I had to say. But normally, the monastics are not supposed to tell the previous life. Our જેને કહેવાય પૂર્વાશ્રમની વાતો અમે નથી કરતા કે તમે કઈ જાતિના ને કઈ જ્ઞાતિના. Now Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the whole world belongs to us. And so these are very absolutely unnecessary. I mean, it's of no concern, because I have already changed I have diverted the line. Now I am a monk, full-time monk, dedicated to the ideal of Atmano Mokshartham Jagad Hitaya Cha, Bahujan Hitaya, Bahujan Sukhaya. For the service of humanity, I have dedicated my life, and the whole world is mine. So I do not consider myself of belonging to only one particular community or to one particular nation. Swami Vivekananda says, I belong to the whole world, not even to India, whole world. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is our identity. I am always worried about my future. We are only two of us. So when one partner is not there, what will happen? My God, who told you one partner will not be there? This is imaginary. And when it will come also, you do not know. When that disaster will come, that time whatever suffering you will get, you are getting 10 times more suffering today. Because Swami Vivekananda told his disciple, you will die, that is sure, but why are you dying every day? Why are you dying every moment? Death will come at its own time. Think about, why do you think about it now? So one partner will not be there. Who says will not be there? So why are you thinking all that thing? Okay. Even then, if you are thinking like that, then you tell your mind that yes, the other partner will go to old age home, no problem. As simple as that. Or remarry. Or remarry. Now it is an open society. Anything can happen any time, anyway. Anything can happen. So do not be worried about your partner leaving you. If a negative people, and nowadays divorce is so common, nobody will mind. In America already 60% marriages are converting themselves into divorce within 3 to 4 years. Here it is not that bad situation, but gradually it is coming. If a negative person is our life partner, how can we deal with her or him? Your partner also will be asking the same question to me. બે હાથે તાળી પડે, એક હાથે તાળી ન પડે. તમે સમજો છો એ નેગેટિવ છે, એ સમજે છે તમે નેગેટિવ છો. So every person has got some positive things in him, and every person has got some negative thing in him. There is nothing called an ideal person. When some youngster आता है ना, बोले, I said, why you are not married? You are already 35 years. I am waiting for the right type of a guy. That girl tells me. I said, you are waiting for the right type of guy, but that guy is not yet born. Huh? It is not. He is not yet born. You have got a very big list of ideal husband, and nobody is going to fit into your this one. If at all somebody fits, he will find out also. He will try to get the ideal wife, and so he will not select you. So there is nothing called ideal husband and ideal wife in this world. Life is nothing but adjustment. Always remember. Always remember, life is nothing but adjustment. The whole thing comes with a package. This is a total package. ऊपर का पैकिंग अलग, अंदर का माल अलग नहीं. ऊपर के पैकिंग के साथ अंदर का माल आएगा. So the person with all his plus and minus, you have to accept that person. When you accept certain things in that person, the negative thing also you have to accept. This is the game of life. So basically I am going to abroad for further studies, and very thought of bringing some managerial, every single thing alone is really stressful. Or being there alone. Oh, why do you worry so much? If you are really going abroad, now the whole world has become one. Already you have got smartphone. Every day you can talk to your parents, your friends. You can have internet chatting. Of course, both go together. So you can have internet chatting. You can go for WhatsApp. You can go for all other. Now everything is communication is so easy. The whole world has been united as never before. So going abroad is not a big deal. पहले तो ऐसा होता था, काला पानी गया पर वापस नहीं आता था आदमी. गया तो गया. They used to give farewell. કંકુ ચોખા કરીને રવાના, પાછા તો આવવાના જ નથી. Now it is not like that. Some people come every 6 months, some come every month. There are some businessmen who are traveling every month. They are traveling to America or Dubai and all that. So now abroad you think about, there is nothing called abroad in India and all that. So don't worry too much, and you will get better friends there maybe. Don't worry. How does schizophrenia is related to stress? Yes, schizophrenia is an advanced stage of stress. When there is too much of stress, then you go into depression. Then when you have a lot of depression, then you go to schizophrenia. So it is an advanced stage. Schizophrenia is really an advanced stage where you become a really mental patient. But all those people who are under stress are mental patient, but don't tell them. It's to a certain extent, very small. In fact, everybody has got some mental malady. So ये पागल खाना में हम लोग सब हैं. It is a पागल खाना. And you can see that पागल खाना when the person is angry and trying to come to hit you, you understand पागल का जरा पागलपन ज़्यादा हुआ है आज. बाकी पागल तो सभी कुछ है. So don't worry, we are all traveling in the same boat. But schizophrenia is an advanced state of this depression, and depression is an advanced state of stress. That is why we are sitting here. If we can't manage our stress, then we'll have to face that problem. But at present, you come here and listening to me, I think you have not got that stage. Don't worry. Since last 5 years, due to social responsibility, I was unable to live life my way. If I I see my friend due to less but responsibility, that makes me so jealous. Now what to do? There is no medicine for jealousy, because that is inside you. And jealousy and envy, they are wonderful things. They first burn you, then burn the other person. First of all, they burn your heart. जब ईर्ष्या आती है, ईर्ष्या की आग से आपका हृदय पहले जल के खत्म हो जाता है. बाद में जो कुछ भी उसका तुम खून करोगे तो बाद में होगा, तुम्हारा तो पहले ही खत्म हो गया. So this is, jealousy is very bad. But it comes automatically. Jealousy comes why? Because of number one, ego. Second, too much of possessiveness, which comes because of too much of attachment. Attachment will give rise to possessiveness, and possessiveness will give rise to jealousy. Supposing कोई आदमी दूसरे किसी के आदमी के पास जा रहा है, आपको जेलस नहीं होती, पर आप जिस आदमी को ज्यादा चाहते हो उसके पास हो जाता है तो आपको जेलसी होती है. Because you have got that possessiveness towards that person. That is why jealousy is coming. पर्टिकुलर पोस्ट कितने लोग का प्रमोशन होता है, आपको जेलसी नहीं होती. आप जिस पोस्ट में लिए अप्लाई कर रहे हैं उसी पोस्ट लिए दूसरे को मिलता है, तब जेलसी होती है. तो याद रखना, हमारे जो जेलसी होती है, दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ अवर ईगो, because of our over ambition and because of our attachment. So that can be only avoided. Only problem, jealousy can be solved. Swami Vivekananda gives a beautiful mantra. He says, a particular person gets a job, a particular post, you do not get it, you get jealous, isn't it? That time you think one sentence, होता वही है जो मंजूर खुदा होता है. Whosoever is coming up, it is because of the blessings of the Lord. You also will come up if you have the blessings of the Lord. So rather than getting jealous of him, pray to God so that you also become improved. Rather than making that line small, you make your line bigger. Automatically he will be shortened. So don't try to pray for somebody's harm. Try to pray for your own improvement. Automatically that line will become less. That is positive way. Positive way of competition is to go ahead, not by dragging and throwing somebody. No, by your own achievement, you rise so high that nobody can touch you. Nobody can come near you. When you are at the top, you will not feel jealous. When you are at bottom, you feel jealous of the person who are up top. So try to go to the top rather than spending your energy, wasting your energy in negative thinking. How do you know when a particular career option proposed is not meant for you, especially when it was your passion for many years? Well, that will depend upon you, but nowadays there are tests, aptitude tests. You can go to psychologists, there are organizations where you can go for aptitude tests. They will find out that whether you are an artist, whether you can excel in music, whether you can excel in fine arts, whether you can excel in science, whether you can be a scientist. They will find out from the traits. So it is better to go for such psychological test, aptitude test, and then decide your line. In fast-paced world, how to be competitive at workplace to avoid stress? You will have to be competitive, and so some stress will come. And as I told you, some stress is good. So there is two parts of the stress: good stress, bad stress, positive stress, negative stress. And the technical name of that positive stress is eustress. EUSTRESS. As I told you, the more stress you are having, the more efficiency goes up. At to a certain extent, then the curve goes like that. Afterwards, curve goes down. Afterwards, the curve goes down. This part of the graph is called eustress, good stress. Afterwards, when the efficiency goes down, that part of the stress is called negative stress. So let there be positive stress. That will help you in excelling yourself. That will help you in putting more efforts, concentrated efforts. Do we need to be at workplace stagnant, or after some time can we change? That depends upon the circumstances. I cannot give you a ready-made formula, but better to stick to one place, because then the company will develop faith in you, and you will have better chances of promotion, because there are so many youngsters, they hopping from this flight to this flight to this job to this job. Then what happens? There is no commitment. You are just thinking about package. Oh, this is 15 lakh, and 16 lakh, again go like that. No, don't think about package only. Also think about the job satisfaction. Think about dedication to the company. And when the company says that you are devoted and you are committed, your commitment will make you rise higher up in the job. But if the circumstances are not congenial, the company is not good, always don't think about the package. Try to think about the whole thing in a holistic way. You try to think about the situation, then take a decision. Is money more important as work-life become balanced? I am getting 20 lakh less than other company offered me, but mere are off with Sunday. But alternate Saturdays are off along with Sunday. Very good. You are getting 20 lakh less. Other people are not getting 20 lakh also. Some are not getting 10 lakh also. You are getting 20 lakh less. That means you must be getting 30 lakh minimum. Whatever it is, you are very fortunate. Then other company offered me, but here alternate Saturdays and Sundays along with Sunday. So that again depends upon, I think money should not be criterion. If you are getting Saturday, Sunday, that also is not a criterion. Are you getting job satisfaction? Is it matching with your aptitude? Are you feeling that your creative energies are being fully utilized and you are giving freedom in working? That is more important. Are you getting importance in the job? Are you getting, along with the responsibility, some authority also? Is the management positive in its approach? Then that is more important, rather than only package and rather than number of holidays or TADA and house rent, how much tourism they allow and all. These are all secondary. Main thing is job satisfaction. So that should be decision factor. Stress due to gap in way of dealing with life and daily activities between family member, how to deal. As I already given you the whole chart, you think about that, and I'm going to give you, I will also give you the mantras on stress management, that will do. Stress due to higher expectation with family members, I will tell you. How to deal with anger as an outcome of stress. Very good. Anger, again, as I told you, is an outcome of our ego. Nothing but our inflated ego. And most importantly, when the anger comes, मैडम को गुस्सा कब आता है, क्यों आता है? मैंने जैसा सोचा था ऐसा नहीं हुआ, इसलिए गुस्सा आया. मैंने, whatever I thought did not come, so I get anger. So always remember, होता वही जब मंजिल खुदा होता है. Everything will not happen according to our wish. Ultimately, you have to accept it. So when anger comes, remember formula: do your best, leave the rest. I have tried my best. Now accept whatever comes with a sportsman spirit. So anger, the only way you can counter anger is by reducing your expectation. You try your best. I'm not telling, try your best, but accept whatever comes. Hope for the best and be prepared for the worst. Then anger will not come. Otherwise, क्यों ऐसा हुआ? Anger comes. मेरे साथ ऐसा क्यों हुआ? मैंने ऐसा सोचा था. मैं. I. This I is the problem. This ego has to be reduced. Otherwise, you will not be able to control anger. You must understand, everything will not happen according to me. Of course, there are books on anger management. Here also you will get, there is a bookstall here. How to control anger, there is a book. Mind and its control, there is a book. Willpower and its development. There are many books here. The gospel I told you, Kathamrita, and positive thinking, thoughts of power, all these books are there. So these books will give you better knowledge about how to control anger. How to deal with stress due to fear of failure? Yes. Always remember, failures are the stepping stones to success. Number one. Number two, failures, what would be life without it? Where would be the poetry of life? Swami Vivekananda says. Where would be the poetry of life? Failures, they are the beauty of life. What would be life without it? And then he says, hold the ideal 1,000 times. And if you fail 1,000 times, make the attempt once more. Hold the ideal 1,000 times. And if you fail 1,000 times, make the attempt once more. So failures are the beauty of life. Accept them. Don't get bogged down. Failures will teach you a lot of lessons. Failures are necessary. One person told, I only wish and pray that my child gets failure. Huh? He says right from the childhood he has been getting success, and that success has entered into his mind so much that he is now full of inflated ego. And I am sure afterwards if little failure comes, he will commit suicide. Let him also learn how to manage small failures. Otherwise, future if some failure comes, he will simply directly suicide. Let him get some failure. Failures are necessary to make you strong and to lead you forward. How to deal with stress created by non-performing subordinates in a situation where subordinates have got job security? Very good question. Because they have job security, naturally they will be irresponsible. But there are other ways. One is buttering. You butter. That will help you. Try butter, Amul butter. Just a word of appreciation. Oh, yesterday, kal jo kaam kiya, bahut acha kiya. Next day you don't have to tell him to work, he will himself come. Thoda sa butter मुंह में रखो, देते जाओ. Encouragement of the subordinates is a great thing. Now and then you must appreciate. This is the positive way of dealing with subordinates. One negative way is to take disciplinary action. Then he will become much more, because he has got job security, then he will become much more tough. But you go for the positive thing. Appreciate. He has got 99 bad qualities. Ek good quality hai na. One good quality in your subordinate, you appreciate that quality. And conquer him by your love, rather than conquering him by your negative things. Venting out our feelings to which type of people? Can we trust them? No. You should not have a blind trust. You must examine the person and then trust. Sri Ramakrishna used to say in Bengali, Bhakta hobi to hobi, boka hobi keno. Be a devotee, but don't be impractical. You should be practical. You should examine and then put trust in the other people. Otherwise, you will be taken for a ride. Then you you have to repent. Too much worrying about meeting deadlines and decisions to make. This is very necessary, very natural. But what, again I will give the example, do your best, leave the rest. Jo ho gaya. Can you do better than best? You do better than best. Afterwards leave it, whatever, accept it. How to prioritize and maintain inner peace? That is the main thing. The main inner peace is the main thing, for which, as I told you, 4 yogas, harmony of 4 yogas, good reading, morning and evening, good meditation, morning, evening, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, and prayer, morning and evening. Prayer, Sri Gandhiji used to say, Maro khorak che prarthna. Prarthna to maro khorak che. Prayer is my food. And sometimes we have fasting. When normally fasting is there, what do? We have falahar. જ્યારે ઉપવાસ કરીએ છીએ, કેવો ઉપવાસ કરીએ છીએ? ફળાહાર કરીએ છીએ. અને ફળાહાર એટલે માત્ર ફળ નહીં, એમાં ફળાહાર એટલે ફરાળ. ફરાળ એટલે એમાં બધું ચાલે, રોટલી, દાળ, ભાત, શાક છે, આ બધી આઈટમ ચાલે. 11 રસ હોય તો 11 પ્રકારના રસ હોય, 11 પ્રકારની આઈટમ હોય. બટેટાની પતરી અને ખારી સિંગદાણા અને રાજગરાના લોટના વડા અને બધું. આપણે ઉપવાસ કરીએ છીએ, કેવો ઉપવાસ છે? ફરાળવાળો. અને માનસિક ઉપવાસ કેવો કરીએ છીએ? નિર્જળા, નકોરડો ઉપવાસ. This is mental fasting. When you do not pray, you are fasting. How many days? 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. For days together you do not fast. You are fasting on prayer. You do not pray. What happens? તમે જમો નહીં તો તમારું શરીર નિર્બળ થઈ જાય એટલે તમે જમો છો, પણ મન નિર્બળ થાય એનું કંઈ કર્યું ના. We do not think about it. What happens? One small problem, suicide. Because the mind is so weak, there is no nutrition of the mind. Absolutely no food you have given to the mind. No positive thoughts, no prayer, no meditation. Small problem, suicide. Why suicide is happening? Because the mind is so weak, so weak, so weak. No nutrition for days together, months together, no prayer, no meditation. Naturally, it has to come. So we have to take that food, mental food. I have stress-related problem because of stress in organization like work, deadline pressure. I told you, demanding boss, non-performing juniors, etc. All these problems are adding to my stress. Please suggest solution. Solution is that don't take stress. It will be there, don't take it on your head. Whatever is there, you accept the situation, try to do your best under the circumstances and forget about the rest. Don't think too much about it. Do your best and leave the rest. Don't be worried too much. How to acquire patience with a difficult family member? Very difficult patience. That is why, how to manage pressure of children. I told you earlier also, the only one thing, love, love, love. Unselfish love. And this one, family member, how to manage. Read the life of Sharda Devi. Sharda Devi, she, mother, Swami Vivekananda's guru was Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna's wife was Sharda Devi. So whenever Swamiji had gone to Argentina, there was one Muslim lady. She was asked, why do you come every day to the center here? She said, I am very much devoted to Sharda Devi. Not to Swami Vivekananda, but not to Ramakrishna, but Sharda Devi. Why? Because I read the life of Sharda Devi and I found she is dealing with all the persons in such a nice manner, and I have to learn a lot from her because she is dealing with Pagli Mami. She was 100% mad. Pagli Mami was 100% mad. She used to stay with Holy Mother, and sometimes she will come to beat Sharda Devi. But Sharda Devi will be very peaceful and gradually make her, pacify her. Then her daughter was there. She was 50% mad, Radhu. And she will be so violent and she will be so indisciplined and all that. But Holy Mother will be pacifying her. Then there were two nieces, Maku and Nalini, 25% mad. They are always fighting among themselves, always quarreling. Then Golapma, 12.5% mad. Always shouting loudly. And Holy Mother is dealing with all of them, very calm and quiet, and she says, I never knew what is lack of peace of mind. અશાંતિ કોને કહેવાય મને સમજમાં જ નથી આવતું. બધા કહે છે અશાંતિ અશાંતિ અશાંતિ, પણ અશાંતિ કોને કહેવાય મને સમજણ નથી પડતું. She is so peaceful and you see her life. So that Muslim lady said, I have a daughter, she is so much overactive and so much indisciplined that my life was becoming hell. What to do with her? But when I read the life of Sharda Devi, this daughter is less manageable, is more manageable than Radhu. If Sharda Devi can manage Radhu, I can also manage her. Then she has given that girl's name also Radhu. The mother Sharda Devi can manage Radhu, I can also manage Radhu. And she is how managing her daughter. So, only one word you have to remember. Sa, sha, sha. Sahan karo, sahan karo, sahan karo. Forbearance, forbearance, forbearance. Then, please elaborate on SQ and describe steps to develop SQ. Spiritual intelligence can be developed, as I told you, by 4 yogas: Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. How to reduce negativity, as I told you, by positivity. Every day try to have some positive thoughts, reading positive books. How to absorb the stress given by others, especially by boss, when he cannot understand the situation of us. This what normally happens, boss is never wants to understand the situation, he believes in firing. That is also, when the boss come to me, I can explain to him, but for you I will explain that you should become yes, yes sir, yes sir. Boss wants that. This is a white board. Yes, sir. No, 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 it is a blue. Yes, sir. He will be happy. This is not only to please. Whenever he is angry, at that time don't counteract. When he is in good mood, that's yes, sir, Swami. Sir, yesterday you told like this, but this is the real thing. But yesterday I did not dare to tell you. Tell it, but not that time. Don't counteract at that time. So this is the way you can manage your boss. And as I told you, Amul butter. From time to time. I am having a job and I don't get time for my personal development and any other work which I was to. What can be the solution? Solution is 86,400 seconds minus seconds you are giving to your work, rest are yours. You can always manage that. At least Saturday, Sunday you can manage. Where there is a will, there is a way. My boss is blunt, but I am not. How to handle him? Don't become blunt, otherwise he will become more blunt. The only way you can reduce his bluntness is that you become the opposite pole. You become very calm and quiet. Then he will become jealous of you. I am saying so many things, but he is not losing his temper. How to see that he loses his temper? And still if you do not lose, then he will become calm and quiet. Yeah, during discussion by boss, which answer already have don't remember, try to have a tape recorder on the pocket. How can one accept and screen experience samadhi? Well, as I told you, the samadhi is a very long way to go. It is the 8th step. Yam, niyam, asan, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, meditation, and 8th step is samadhi. And you talk about samadhi. What about the first step? Yama. Yama is satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. Difficult. Niyam, shauch, santosh, tap, swadhyaya, ishwar pradhan. Very, very difficult, very difficult. Yam, niyam I cannot do. Asan I cannot do. Pranayam I cannot do. Pratyahar I cannot do. Dharana I cannot do. Dhyana I cannot do. I really want samadhi directly. Not possible. First of all, foundation is to be made. We have to be truthful. It's very difficult in the present scenario. So if practicing truthfulness is so difficult, how much more difficult the 8th step? But it will come. Gradually by practice you can do it, but not in a day. You have to have patience. Gradually you can do it. How to respond to betrayal, lies, backstabbing in close relationships where money matters also involved? Well, always remember, I am giving a golden formula given to us by very senior monk of our order. Give more importance to relationship than money. Money will come. Relationship one broken cannot be mended. Always give more importance to relationship, because money is not that big a factor. And most of the time you will find the brothers are fighting for property. Family members are fighting for property, for the will, and the whole family gets destroyed. Nobody gets any property, only the advocates who are fighting on both the sides, they get the property. Because case will go on for 15, 20 years, both will die, their children will also die, advocates will make money. So that is why relationships should be given more importance. Growing age brings health, wealth and social responsibility related stress. Grown children, education, career for marital state add to this stress. What is the way out? As I told you, don't be bothered about stress. Stress is a part of our life. Start living with it. Stress is a part of our life. Start managing it in a positive way. And the best way of positively managing is by having positive way of life. Can a mood swing be attributed to stress? Yes. But that also can be managed. What is the remedy? Remedy is, as I told you, try to become more and more positive, try to become more and more strong mentally, try to have more and more of nutrition. That is called psychic nutrition. What is psychic nutrition? This nutrition, you have fruits, you have almonds, you have very nice many things for your nutrition of the body. What is psychic nutrition? Prayer, meditation, reading inspirational books. That is the nutrition that is needed, psychic nutrition. I have two sons. They have many qualities but don't want to explore. Always busy with game, etc. How to tackle them? Very difficult nowadays. This game, PUBG and all the others have come, and this blue whale game, very dangerous. So there again I told tell the same thing. We will have to apply a weapon for controlling them. The name of the weapon is love. By love, and sometimes, as I told you, by buttering, that is incentive scheme. If you tell a child, you give me chocolate, he will not give. But if you give Cadbury's chocolate, he will give that chocolate to you easily. So you try to give a better thing to that child, better option. Supposing if he wants to play cricket, let him go for cricket. Let him go for playing cricket. Maybe some money will be spent, but at least he will be saved from these games and all that. How to get rid of addiction? Very nice question. Girish Chandra Ghosh, he said, he was a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. You can get the book, They Lived with God. God lived with them. They lived with God is for the disciples, household disciples. Girish Chandra Ghosh was a famous dramatist and novelist, and dramatist and also a poet and writer. He was a disciple of Sri Ramakrishna. So he used to say, the number of bottles of wine that I have drunk, if you put one above the other, it will cross Mount Everest. He was a poetical way, he said. So he was a drunkard. But when he came in touch with Sri Ramakrishna never told, you give up drinking. He never told. But he gave so much of love. And Sri Ramakrishna said, I will take all the sins on my head. Don't worry, I will suffer. You don't have to suffer. Then he was in a fix. This person loves me so much, he will suffer. If I take drink, he will suffer. Then because of the love that he had received from Sri Ramakrishna, he gave up drinking and became a saint. You read his life of Girish Chandra Ghosh, wonderful. Then he in turn transformed the lives of Nati Vinodini, the actress of Vinodini, who used to come to Girish, who met Sri Ramakrishna because of Girish Chandra Ghosh. So, the best way to give up addiction is to have better addiction. Addiction of God, addiction of good things, addiction of good reading, addiction of God's name, automatically this addiction will go. Give the child better chocolate, that chocolate will be removed. Give your mind better addiction, this addiction will go. Which is an ideal daily routine to reduce stress level, and how much time to be spent on what activity? We wake up time, exercise, high time, sleeping time, etc. Well, that depends upon you. Again, I will not give a fixed formula, but I will tell you one thing to begin with. To begin with, best is to get up early morning, if possible, number one. Brahma Muhurta is the best Muhurta because at that time there are special vibrations which calm the mind, special holy vibrations. Try to take help of that, number one. And after getting up, you should have 15 minutes of prayer, 15 minutes meditation, and 15 minutes of inspirational reading. These three things should be there. Then afterwards you can have exercise. You must have some exercise for the physical body. But before that, mental exercise, reading, prayer, meditation. That includes japam, repeating the mantra or taking the name or seva puja, all that you can include. So 45 minutes if you give psychic nutrition in the morning, then whole day you are working, try to convert work into worship. Again in the evening, 15 minutes prayer, 15 minutes meditation, 15 minutes psychic nutrition. You will find your stress level is decreasing and you are able to meet any problem of your life squarely with boldness. I am not able to do my work quickly. It takes more time than required. So how to get my work as specialty as possible? This is again time management. As I told you, once you will be able to do time management, you will get more time, and once you are able to manage your mind, you will get more concentration. With concentration of mind, you will be able to perform your work in a lesser time. So improve concentration. For improving concentration, you have to purify your mind. For purifying your mind, I had given you all these 4 yogas. How can an individual make the intellect work in his favor rather than the intellect working against him? Yes, everybody has got this problem. Our intellect is working against us at present, but a time will come when the mind will be under our control. At present, we are under the control of mind. Mind tells us the mood is not there. We want to meditate, mood is not there. We want to read good book, mood is not there. We want to do some good work, mood is not there. For bad thing, there is mood. Mind wants to go there. This is the nature of mind. So we have to work under work. Gradually we have to tame the mind. How taming the mind itself, mind and its control. There's a beautiful book you will get outside. Purify the mind, you will have better control. India has nearly 5,000 years spiritual heritage and highest number of worship and temples, mosque, these most scholarly count as strangely Scandinavian country, Norway, Finland, Sweden, etc. 5% of behave in among Mohammedan in countries. Kindly explain. I do not get the question rightly. Sweden with only 5% of Mr. Sri Kumar. Yeah, what is the question? Actually, please tell me. Yes, that is true. Huh.
And probably some statistics reveal that we have the highest number of working countries.
That's okay.
Then we are in the first list of first 10 countries most corrupt, most dishonest. Whereas Norway, Sweden, Denmark, etc.
Yes.
With the 4% of people believing God, they are the most honest country.
Very good.
It is proved.
Now I tell you, temples, churches, mosques make up religion and do not make up SQ. You must remember that. SQ, spiritual intelligence, Dana Zohar says, this spiritual intelligence had got nothing to do with religion. There may be a person who having high SQ, but who is not going to temple, churches, mosque, who is not practicing any religion, and yet he has got high unselfishness. So what is the criteria of judging SQ, spiritual intelligence? Unselfishness, purity. These are the virtues. So one may be religious, not spiritual. One may be spiritual, not religious. You understand? So honesty, truthfulness, I told you, satya, truthfulness, asteya, non-covetousness, brahmacharya, purity, aparigraha, non-receiving the gift, and ahimsa, non-violence. These are the 5 basic virtues that gives you spirituality. So we are always talking about spirituality and we are not talking about religion. So always Swami Vivekananda also said, what is more important is practicing spirituality and not practicing religion. Swami Vivekananda says to even he goes to the extent of telling in Karma Yoga. He goes to the extent of telling in Karma Yoga, a person may not have gone to any single church, mosque or temple in his whole life. Even if he has not read any single book, any religious book throughout his life, but his very access has brought him to the point where he is ready to sacrifice his whole life for serving other people. He is the most religious person in the world. You understand? So spirituality is different from so-called religion. This is not religion. Swami Vivekananda says, I went to a temple and I saw nobody is going inside. All are worshipping nobody is going to see the deity inside. There is a deity outside with 100 legs, 200 feet and so many mouths, so many faces. A big deity is there. And everybody is worshipping that deity. Nobody is going inside to see the real deity. Then I asked, Swamiji says in his article, I asked, what is the name of this deity? You don't know. The name of this deity is popular custom. So everybody is going for popular custom. So So much of fasting, so much of tilak, so much of this one, so much of that one, but real spirituality, real devotion is not there. So what we want is real devotion. Now very quickly, our time is ending, so I wanted to have a practical session of meditation, but already the time is up. Anyway, just please take up the mantras on stress management. Paper is with you. Huh? But I think already time is exhausted. Anyway, I will tell you one thing. Now, take up the paper. Have you taken the paper? Analysis. Accept, adjust. First, analyze your problem. Is it really so? The worries, 90% worries are imaginary. Then, accept the situation as it is and adjust. Whatever is there. अभी मैरिज हो गया, एडजस्ट करो उस वाइफ के साथ. हो गया सो हो गया. ऐसे बच्चे हैं तूफानी बंदर जैसे, मैनेज करो. एक्सेप्ट the situation as it is. Bite as much as you can chew. You know, we take up so much of work. Already there is lot of work in the office. Again we take up some other work. We take up this appointment. We take up this one. I saw the students also. He is giving that examination. I said, you are appearing for engineering. जिसमें लग जाए. So appearing for medical, appearing for engineering. Then today is this test, then navy, and then engineering, then air. He doesn't know where I have to go. So given every subject, then he becomes under stress. इसका पढ़ाई करो, उसका पढ़ाई. उल्लू के पट्टे किसको बोला था? तू किसने बोला था तुमको सब एग्जाम एक साथ देने का? एक के बाद एक दो. पूरी जिंदगी पड़ी हुई है. एक साथ सब एग्जाम लेके स्ट्रेस बढ़ गया. मैं ये करूं ना वो करूं. किसने बोला था उल्लू के पट्टे इतना सब एग्जाम लेने का? सो बाइट एज मच एज यू कैन च्यू. आपका कैपेसिटी के अनुसार आप पढ़ाई करो, आपकी कैपेसिटी के अनुसार आप काम लो. काउंट योर ब्लेसिंग, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. दोज हु हैव गॉट स्ट्रेस, दोज हु आर फीलिंग दैट दे आर नॉट हैप्पी, just count your blessing. That itself will give you happiness. Compare to others, what are your plus points? What are your blessing? You have got 2 feet, 2 hands, 2 eyes, 2 ears. What do you say? 2 kidneys, heart, functioning, still functioning, heart. Such a big body. Many people blind. You got 2 eyes. Some have got 1 eye. Some have got 1 leg. Some have got 1 ear. How fortunate you are. Write down. Count your blessing. Some unemployed. You got less salary. There are some unemployed. Yes, that is a plus point. Likewise, go on counting your blessing. Bite as much as you can chew, count your blessing, do your best and leave the rest. I told you, this is the best formula. Karmani avadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karmapal heturvu mate sangosta karmani. Do your best and leave the rest. Enjoy the game of life. E. It's a whole game is a game of life. How to play the game of life, how to play it. There is a beautiful book by Florence Shinn. It is a game of life. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. What is there? It's a game. So enjoy the game of life. Without worrying too much about the result. Forbearance. As I told you, sahan karo, sahan karo, sahan karo. Forbearance is very important. Forget and forgive. जो हो गया सो हो गया. बीती ताई बिसार दे, आगे की सुध ले. Let the dead bury its dead. And now start. Start ahead. Don't think too much about past. Forget the past. Forget and forgive. Move ahead. Move forward. Face the brutes. When Swami Vivekananda had gone to the temple of Durga Devi in Banaras, when he was coming out, suddenly some monkeys started chasing him. And he started running. He was running and the monkeys were running after him. Now what to do? One side was the pond, one side was a big wall. So where to go? And he had already become tired of running. Then he heard an old monk shouting at him, "Hey! Daro mat! Bandar ka samna karo! Don't be afraid! Face the brutes!" And then Swami Vivekananda, he stood up. And then he turned and he had a stick. He did like this. And all the monkeys fled away. Then in America he said, there at that time I learnt one of the greatest lessons of my life. What is that? Face the brutes. face the monkeys, face the difficulties of life. When you become afraid of difficulties, difficulties will chase you. But when you face the difficulties boldly, all the monkeys, all the difficulties will run away. So face the difficulties boldly, face the brutes boldly. Give without expectation. Give without expectation, and you will find lot of peace is coming to you. John D. Rockefeller was the richest person in the world when Swamiji had gone to America. He was so much in trouble, mental tension, so much mental tension. He was so much stressful. All his hair had gone and he was contemplating suicide. At that time, one of his friends suggested, why don't you come to my friend's house? An Indian yogi has come, Swami Vivekananda, you can take his advice. Rockefeller said, what? I to take an advice from a beggar? I will never go. You know, we are all beggars, we live on charity. I will not go to a beggar to get advice. He did not go. But one fine morning, suddenly he came to the place where Swamiji was residing. He called the bell, the butler opened the door. Then he went inside. Swamiji was not in his drawing room, so he went to the study room. Swamiji was fully engrossed. As you know, he had tremendous power of concentration. He was fully absorbed. So Rockefeller stood for some time. Then he knocked at the table. Then Swamiji looked up. Rockefeller said, I am Rockefeller. Swamiji said, what do you want? Now Rockefeller was not prepared for this type of treatment. Rockefeller name means the American president would get up. And here is the beggar sitting and asking me, what do you want? He became very much angry. I don't want anything. Then why have you come? And he had no answer because he had come without invitation. And then Swamiji said, my dear Rockefeller, I know why you come. You come here because you do not have peace of mind. And then he started narrating many incidents from the life of Rockefeller, which no one else knew except Rockefeller. Then he became very much irritated. Who has told all this to you? Swami said, do you think it is necessary? I can see through your mind as I can see through a glass almirah. Then Rockefeller was nonplussed. My God, he has come to know all my secrets. Then Swamiji said, Rockefeller, I'll give you a piece of advice. Remember, you are not the owner of your wealth. You are only custodian of your wealth. Utilize this money for removing the sufferings of millions of people. Immediately you will get peace of mind. There is no other way by which you can get peace of mind. And Rockefeller became very angry. How dare to talk to me like this? How dare you advise me like that? And then he left abruptly as abruptly he had come. But after a few days again he came. Similar fashion, called the bell, the butler opened the door, he went inside. Swamiji was not in drawing room, so he went to study room. Swamiji was fully absorbed in studying. Again he knocked at the table. Swamiji looked up. Then he put a piece of paper in which he had made an announcement of a very huge donation for a public cause. When Swamiji read it, Rockefeller said, now you must thank me. I have followed your advice. Swamiji said, well, it is for you to thank me. Because by following my advice, you will get peace of mind which cannot be purchased by millions of dollars in the market. That was a very huge first donation. Afterwards, he made a lot of donation. In 1913, he made Rockefeller Foundation. And by that Rockefeller Foundation, a lot of research were made. David Borlaug made a research on wheat, drought-resistant wheat, which saved the millions of people from hunger. All this because of Rockefeller got completely converted. And he said there is more to life than earning money. And then he gave up his life. Afterwards, he went on to live for 98 years and a very, very healthy person. But that time he was just dying. But with this positive thought, with this unselfishness, give without expectation, he followed this advice of trusteeship management, what you now say corporate social responsibility, CSR. First message of CSR or trusteeship management was given by Swami Vivekananda, the corporate secretary to John D. Rockefeller in 1894. So, give without expectation, you will find. Swami Vivekananda says unselfishness is more paying in the long run. Unfortunately, people do not have the passions to practice it. Hold on, do not quit. Hold on, do not quit. There may be some times when you will have to, when you feel like giving up, don't quit. Maybe the next day, next moment, you are going to receive the fruits of your actions of past births. Introspect, is it really so? As I told you, Japam, repeating the mantra is very important. That gives peace of mind. Keep smiling. As I told you, to be happy and smiling always takes you nearer to God than any other prayer in this world. Let the dogs bark. हाथी चले बाजार में, कुत्ता भौंके हजार, साधुन को दुर्भाव नहीं, निंदे चाहे संसार. When people criticize you, you should tell in your mind, dogs are barking. Don't tell them the dogs are barking. Then again there will be problem. You think yourself the dogs are barking. It is the nature of the dogs to bark. They will bark. You can't stop them. And if you tell them not to bark, they will bark more. So let the dogs bark, don't look at them. Hathi chale bazaar mein, when the elephant is giving and the dogs are barking, elephant does not look at it also. It is going in its own way. He did not bother. You go in your own way. Criticism, don't try to give any importance to criticism. If there is any good thing, you take from it. But there will be a lot of criticism when you are going to do good things. There will be a lot of criticism. Don't give any attention to that. Let the dogs bark. Don't tell them that they are dogs. Meditation, very important, I told you. Never expect. Expectation always brings misery. Always remember, misery comes by expectation. Always will bring misery. Don't expect whatever comes, jo aapse aap aane do. Organize. Organize your files, organize your office, organize your life, organize your time. Pray, pray, pray. Prayer is the nutrition, psychic nutrition, and also positive mental attitude. Develop PMA. Quit bad habits. There may be bad habits. Some may have gossiping as the bad habit. Some may have drinking as the bad habits. Quit all those habits which you think are bad. Read inspiring books. Most important, as I told you, you will be getting a bookstore there. Of course, if you don't get time now, you can come today evening at 6 p.m. Vastrapur, in Vastrapur itself, near Vastrapur garden, there is Alpha Mall. Just opposite Alpha Mall, there is Kalyan Pushti Haveli. By the side of Kalyan Pushti Haveli, there is Kalyan Tower. On second floor Kalyan Tower, Ram Krishna Math, Ahmedabad, from where I am staying now. Of course, I will be leaving tomorrow for Rajkot, but today I am here. Today I am going to talk also at 6 p.m. on Guru Mahima. And that is open to all. I will be talking in Hindi, so not English. But you can all come or welcome. And if you can't come today, you come any day. But there we have got a bigger bookstall. Here there is a smaller bookstall. You will get a bookstall, big bookstall, library. Every day there is evening prayer. You can attend the prayer and you can find out there's so much vibration. Just by sitting there, you will get a lot of peace. Stress will be removed automatically. You don't have to do anything. Just sit down in that atmosphere calmly and quietly. You can experiment yourself by going to that place. S, struggle, struggle, struggle. Struggle is life, as I told you. This too shall pass. Abraham Lincoln used to keep a board where it was written, this too shall pass. He was asked this question, why you are keeping? He said, when I get success, then people flatter me. So I will become egoistic. So when I read this too shall pass, then my ego does not increase. And when I have a calamity, bad days are there, again I remember, this too shall pass. These days are not going to be permanent. So I get lot of solace. Whether in good days, I will not get egoistic. In bad days, I don't get frustrated because this too shall pass. In every situation, wherever you are, this too shall pass. Don't be too much egoistic. You are very happy today, it will not remain. Present circumstances not going to remain. And if it is bad, don't worry. Just as water goes under the bridge, it will go away. Difficulties will go away. The bad times will go away. Unselfishness is key to happiness, as I told you. Voodoo dolls, I told you, but this is temporary method. Work is worship. Try to convert work into worship. That will give you real benefit. When every work will be converted to worship. So that is one of the 4 yogas that you are practicing that will give you this holistic style of stress management. X-ray machine in the mind. This is most important. X-ray machine, what does it do? It does not go to the physical body. It goes inside, bones and all that. See. Similarly, we should try to see our own mind like an X-ray machine. What is inside us? Inside, in the subconscious mind, there are so many things. Try to introspect. Install an X-ray machine. And when you are seeing outside also, try to see with that X-ray machine. Don't see the outside. Try to see the inside of that person. Try to see the inside of this hall. X-ray machine. That is called Vivek Buddhi. Power of discrimination. Third eye. Power of discrimination. That is X-ray machine. Third eye. That is power of discrimination. Vivek Buddhi. You are the creator of your own destiny. Yes. This was the message of Vedanta. This is the message of Vedanta given by Swami Vivekananda. You are the creator of your own destiny. Is there destiny? Yes. But who created the destiny? You yourself. જેવું વાવશો તેવું લણશો, જેવું પામશો તેવું લડશો. As you work, as you sow, so you reap. If you plant a tamarind tree, you will get tamarind. If you plant a mango tree, you will get mango. If you plant a bad work, you will get bad deed, you will get bad result. If you plant a good deed, you will get a good result. This is simple law of action, simple law of karma. Whether you believe it or not, the law of karma will act because it is lighthouse principle. 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey. The sheep is going and from outside there is a light and somebody is told, oh, there is a light, maybe there is some sheep is coming. Then the captain gives the message, please move your ship by 20 degrees, otherwise it will collide. And the message comes from the other end, you please move your ship. And the captain becomes very much annoyed. I am the captain of the ship, commanding you to move your ship. Who is at the other end? And the reply came from the other end, sir, I am a humble operator of the lighthouse. If you don't want to move your ship, I don't mind. You are going to be destroyed. So, these are lighthouse principles. If you don't believe law of karma will act. Good action will bring good result. Today or tomorrow, it may take time. If you plant mango tree, it will take 10 years, 5 years, 8 years. Tomorrow you will not get mango. So, sometimes we see, oh, good people are suffering and bad people are enjoying. Wait. After 5 years, they will be in Tihar jail and you will be enjoying. This is, wait. Everything you will get by compound interest, not by simple interest. Not simple interest with compound interest. If you have done good action, you will get good result. Maybe tomorrow, day after, it will come. Don't worry. So, that is why. Don't think, bhagya mahase to thase. No, bhagya namni koi vastu nahi. You are the creator of your own destiny. So, don't try to know destiny. Try to change the destiny. If my present karmas are the result of my past action, that very thing proves my future will depend upon my present action. So, don't try to know destiny. Try to change the destiny by your purushartha, by your hard work. That is the real message of Vedanta. You are the creator of your own destiny. And last, Zen meditation, awareness. Who am I? This awareness is very important. What I want to do, where I am heading. Horse is taking me or I am taking the horse? Where are you going? I do not know. Horse is taking me. No, I am taking the horse. I am not leading the life. Life is not leading me. I am leading the life. That is Zen meditation. So Zen will give you that power of knowing who am I, where do I want to go, what is the purpose of life. So I have tried to give the replies, but I know very short replies, but you will get the details in my name, SwamiNikhileswaran.com, there is a website. Remove, make small s and n also small and take up one word, www.SwamiNikhileswaran.com. So you will get a lot of articles and also FAQ and all that. And remove Swami and make n less, and that is my email ID, nikhileswarananda@gmail.com. So you can ask me further questions or anything. And after the program is over, I will be there outside near the bookstall, so you can meet me. If not, you can come today evening 6 p.m. I will meet you after my lecture on Guru Mahima. There also, you are most welcome today. If today you can't come, I will be leaving tomorrow for Rajkot, but our other Swamijis are there and they will look after you, and you can see the bookstall and all that. And every day there is evening prayer that you can attend, and we can be in touch with us. And these books will give you, really start, the first step is start reading the book. Second step is prayer, and third step is meditation. And you wanted meditation, so you go to YouTube, my name, and you will find Meditation for Excellence in Life. And there you will be, I have made a practical session, I have given a practical session on meditation. Today unfortunately we did not get the time, but you can get it. My lecture in YouTube on meditation, and there is a practical session. You can go through that. So I am very happy that you all gave very good attention. I am thankful to you, and anytime you are welcome to send me mail ID on my mail ID, and you can ask further questions. And I am very much sure. Now, I want to ask a question. Did your stress level decrease a little? How many? Yes. Please raise your hand. Okay, I am very happy that all of you, at least some stress has been reduced, and I can assure you, if you practice whatever formulas I have given you, mantras on stress management, if you practice these mantras, and if you practice these 4 yogas, meditation, prayer, inspirational reading, I can assure you, your stress level will be further reduced. Problems will come. I cannot guarantee problems will not come. Problems will come, but you will have a capacity of dealing with problem in a better way. How to manage stress, that you will get. Stress may come, but you will be able to handle it in a proper way. That is why the program was there. I am very happy that all of you have got, how you have said that your stress level has been reduced. Very much I am thankful to you. So all of you are ready to contact me whenever you want. Thank you very much.